Hello, hello, how we doing? How is everyone? Can you hear me all good this time? I'm hoping it's okay. If not, then we're gonna have to move on to the AirPods again. And let me try and catch up with the chat if I've missed anything. Hey, how we doing? It's clear. There we go. We finally got it right this time. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good week. I mean, Friday already kind of came pretty quickly, if I do say so. Today I'm kind of bearish on the indices. I mean, I'm bearish every single day, but today I'm bearish again. I really like a run of these lows, like all of these getting taken out, kind of the ideal scenario for me. Um, if I look right here, this is my range, right? We took out the high, changed delivery once it closes below. Shorts are valid to these lows. So my London range played out very nicely. Uh, Yesterday was nice too. Like if you see this range, we take out the low and then we target to the high. Pretty good. Straight out from bed. No, not today. I've been staring at the charts. Well, actually, I haven't been staring at them. I was just looking at London today. Very nice in terms of delivery. Today as well, these lows should go. Like that for me, it's just personal preference. How are you doing? I'm doing well. How are you, bro? Analyze GBPG. Yeah, let's go over a few pairs. So indices, we will go over them again, but looking for more downside, looking for these lows to get taken out. Um, if I look at forex though, DXY is finally traded below that low we were looking for. So I wouldn't mind a push to the upside. This fair value gap on DXY wouldn't be the worst of scenarios. Like a bullish run back higher, taking out all of these highs, and then GU, we have the SMT at the highs. So it wouldn't be the worst of ideas to look for the downside, taking out some of these lows. Are you guys still able to hear me? Or I thought this, we could switch on over to the different mic. If not, let me know. Okay, we could try this mic, see if this works. Try my AirPods. Uh, a bit low. All right, how about now? Let me know. This should be a bit better. That works. All right, perfect. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my mic these days, but it should be good. What pair? I'm just looking at GU right now. I was just analyzing a bit more downside. I wouldn't mind it, pushing lower, taking out these lows. Like, looks like the easiest kind of draw for us. And then obviously we have the SMT at the highs and the lows with DXY and Euro. I was pretty bullish on Euro though. Looking for these highs, finally got them out. So now I would be looking for some of these lows to get taken. We good? All right, perfect. Welcome in, bro. How you doing? What's your bias today? For indices, I'm bearish, but that doesn't change much. I'm bearish every single day, so But yeah, today I would like a run at these lows. Preferably though, a run higher to go lower. That would make the most sense to me. I'd be happy to sell above this high. Uh, Dow Jones is in a world of its own, but to be honest, this SMT that was held at these lows helped it push to the upside. So when I look at this, I'd rather prefer NQ rather than Dow Jones or anything else. And if I look at gold, we can look at gold. These highs should get taken out on gold. Like, there's no way we leave them. What's my favorite sport? Football. I love football. I'd have to say, to be honest, football's kind of fallen off. Like, since 2011 to, I don't know, 2008 to like 2014, 16, that was the best time for football. Now it's, to be honest, it's not that great. It's still fun to watch, but there's no real footballers that are like, wow, this guy's out of this world. That's just me, though. What club do I support? I don't really support a club. I'd probably just support player, to be honest. I like to watch Neymar. When he played, he was something else. Blue screen. Like, there's no real club that I'd be like, oh, these guys are sick. Yeah, football now is all about just pass, 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 shoot. No real good goals or anything that's ever been scored. Like, there's never going to be another Ronaldo or Messi. So anyone that wins the Ballon d'Or is just, oh, they won another one. Like Ronaldo and Messi were just on the stage for like 50, 20 years. Crazy to think about. Well, what's your guys' favorite sport? Welcome in, Abdul. Welcome to F1. I've never really watched F1, to be honest. Never been the biggest fan of that either. Just don't, I guess I don't understand it, if I'd have to say. Let's see what else. Euro USD. Let's take a look. Uh, wow, this is horrible on Euro. It just moves sideways, but you can see my model still played out this range. Take the low to the high. Pretty nice, but on Euro, I just expect it to dig a bit higher today because we have uh potential TGIF, yeah. So Tuesday made high of the week. Friday should trade back into the range. So if I get the high to the low, oh, it's already delivered it. Like 25% usually is the best area for a retracement. MMA, that's a good spot actually. I would agree with that. Bro, I love you, man, Ralph. I love you too, bro. Hopefully we get something good today. For president, I would not want to be president. One of you guys can become president for me, though. I recently came across about Blue Guardian Futures earlier. It used me, you, but Blue Guardian Futures is the most. Honestly, their like plans are so underrated, and then they get in Tradeovate soon. Like to me, it's a no-brainer with 60% off, and one of the plans has no activation fee. So To me, it's a no-brainer. And then obviously with the copy trading, pretty good. What pair? Mainly looking at NQ today. Oh, well, I only trade NQ, but we'll be looking at NQ. I'm hoping for downside. That's what I would like. If you guys were on the stream with me on Wednesday, we caught this whole drop lower. It was very nice. Heavily bearish on this indices that finally took out the lows. It was very nice. That was my kind of draw for the day. Met today. I still like a run lower, like these lows, lows. But it all depends on my range, and this range is way too high up. But I think we'll still get a sell-off. Wouldn't mind it. When you scale up an account size, do you recommend? I wouldn't recommend adding any instruments because if you're scaling up, you're probably already doing well, right? So there's no point of adding anything new or changing anything. Just basically keep doing what you're doing and just look to size down a bit. Please, can I explain my strategy? Yeah, sure. So mainly I'm just focusing on time-based ranges or like time cycles within the market. So like 112 to 212 is one of my ranges. More. As one of my ranges. I'm basically just looking for a run at the high to target the low, like the easiest put. Today, pretty bearish, looking for a run at the high, and then targeting the low. What is your risk management in every trade? Every trade's different for me in like risk management. I don't always have like one risk that I'm putting on. It'll always differ. But if I'm trading an eval, I'm pretty aggressive. I'll always risk like 400 to 500 per trade. I would recommend going with a 50K account though. 50Ks are the best for like return on investments. Bro, I need you to make clear on the time alignment when you're through as an AM trader. You mean time frame alignment or I don't really align time frames like that. I'm not too like this time frame should do that, that time frame should do that. I'm not really like that. Mainly stick on the M5 and just stick with my time-based ranges, whatever they kind of tell me. Like today, structure-wise, these are all failure swings. They're holding liquidity. So I'd want to run at those lows. Time frame to trade M5, favorite time frame. Buys for today, I'm bearish. Low key, to be honest, I'm bearish every day, but this day we are bearish again. Give me a run up above this high and then some kind of a sell off. That's what I would like. On the 100K account, is it smarter to stick with micros? It depends on the approach you want to take, right? If you're funded, then and if you're copy trading, because you can pick up like 300Ks for I think around $150. I could be wrong, actually. I don't know, but I would go with the 50Ks instead of the 100Ks. That's just me though. Uh, and then copy trade like 350Ks, and I would do like one mini. Yeah, micros are a lot better for scaling. I'd have to agree, and you can manage your risk a lot better. I normally just stick with one mini though, but depending on the account. See how ES is looking. Uh, Same. What am I on? Like account or chart? Chart, I'm looking at Dow Jones, flicking through these guys. see if we can. Hey, how we doing? How are you doing, bro? How to control emotions in trading? Um, so it actually depends on you, right? Like most of you watching this video, you don't have any serious, actually, I don't know. You could have a serious problem, I don't know. But I'm gonna go off a limb and say none of you have a serious problem. So with that, main thing's probably gonna be your psychology and like just understanding where the market wants to go and building a bias. Like the $1 million question is always, where is the market going to go, right? Everyone wants to know this. So if you can kind of figure that out instead of react to the market, like if the market's here, you're suddenly reacting. But if you're able to predict and be like, okay, if the market does this, this is my X, then I'm going to do that. So that's where you're kind of eliminating your emotions behind most of your trading because you're kind of figuring out what you should be looking for instead of guessing. Guesswork's mostly where um, a lot of failure comes from in trading, in life too. But I mean, you can go far by just guessing. So your voice is inspiring me to trade. Really? I didn't think I had the Morgan Freeman voice. GC is going to test. Yeah, I kind of like gold to the upside. Honestly, um, yeah, so if you guys were there on the stream before, I was looking for gold to run at this high, 37981. So very quickly run into that. That's pretty much my target hit. Maybe a short sell. Wouldn't mind that on gold. Can you please tell me where to draw the high and low box? Yeah, so if you can get an indicator, so I got this one custom built, but there is probably some indicator that you can put some time windows into. So this one starts at 112, finishes at 212, right? So that's basically what you can plot. You can do it on the 1 minute chart, but the indicator will just automatically do that. So it'll make your life a lot easier than having to plot it every single day, getting better every day. Thanks for the, that's good. As long as you see improvements in yourself like every single day, that's good. You're kind of improving in trading. And then all of those small wins always compound to something a lot bigger. You know, even if you don't see this progress, sorry, one day you will be like, oh, wow, everything I wanted just suddenly came on top of me. It'll feel like overnight success, but it's never like that. What's your confirmation for going short? I'm usually looking for some sort of change in delivery. So this market right here, I'll use today as an example because my model formed and it was today. So this is where we made an SMT. So once we made this SMT, I was like, okay, pretty bearish. And then we took out this high. Once you take out this high, I'm still looking for this low to get taken. So 50% important. But once it closes below this up close candle, that's where I'm like, oh, I can get bearish here. This is my ideal selling area, and then I can look for these lows to get taken. Sometimes if I'm aggressive though, I'll look to sell here, anticipating this change in delivery. That's if I'm being aggressive, and I do like to be aggressive. My one is custom built, but you can look for my friend TFO. He has an indicator. It's called uh, ICT kill zones and pivots. It's free on TradingView. And then you can just change up the timings he has on there. Risk per trade, it all differs, like depending on the account size, how many accounts I'm trading, and everything like that. Always different. I never have just one fixed risk. Changing it about. I'm seeing improvements in my trading ever since I started watching these lives. That's good. That's good. 10 minutes until the open. Yeah, I think we should have a regular trading hours gap as well. Looking at from here to yeah, we should have a bearish gap, so the market should dip lower into it. When you play aggressive entry, what's your invalidate? Usually it's 20 points. Like if I wanted to short this market here, which I did have a bearish bias, like this candle, as soon as it closes lower, I'll look to sell that with just a 20-point stop loss. That's like me being pretty aggressive, but I'm still looking for the low of this range. So it's like a 1 to 4. Slightly more riskier, but I wouldn't mind it. And if I'm doing this, again, still 20-point risk. I usually have just a fixed risk of like 20 points. If I wanted to like play around with it, I'll move to like 10, but 20 is usually where I stick around with. The second time range, this one starts at 8:12 and at 9:12. Oh, risk per trade, usually like 1 or 2%. I'm mainly sticking with like 1.5 though percent. Maybe the two. Depends. It just really depends. Like days like this, if you're on the stream on Wednesday, we were bearish, right? Days like this, I'm upping my risk. Like a lot of people will say be more conservative with your risk, but I'm always upping my risk on days like this because every single month the indices are going to give you one really good sell-off day, two really good buying days as well. So like days like this, I just want to be in, risking a bit more and capitalizing on this whole move or this whole drop like that. Yeah, we got 10 minutes until the open. Those you coming in, I'm holding a bearish bias today. So hopefully these lows get taken. I'd be surprised if they don't. Gold, I did have a bullish bias, but you can see it already hit my target. So I wouldn't mind a run to the lows on gold on this one. Check, yeah, like these lows should go on gold. What day were we watching German 40? I can't remember this day. I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, we streamed on Wednesday. Well, you guys remember these two failure swings were really nice. I really love your strategy. It's good risk to reward, but it requires. Yeah, it does. That's the only thing. But the thing about this strategy is you know exactly when you should be approaching the market and when you shouldn't be. So, yeah, these two lows have an SMT with Dow. Yeah, Dow's made the SMT. I still want to run lower though. I mean, it is Friday. It can push higher. It just depends on the range. I did have to play that. If it takes out the high, then I'll look for the low. If it takes out the low, I'll look for the high. But ideally, I want to short it as we go into this open. How to break out of a losing cycle? Good question. Um, I would definitely say take smaller risk trades. So like what you normally risk, just dial back the risk and just focus on your strategy and the way you approach the market and just risk a lot less in terms of percentage, in terms of dollar per risk or whatever, and just slowly build back your confidence of winning trades. Once you can do that, you begin to be like, oh yeah, I was just falling off the tracks a bit. I can come back on. What is the biggest struggle every trader should overcome? Uh, Biggest struggle. I would definitely say like anyone, if you obviously everyone's learning about day trading now is like super popular. So what I would say is don't just take anything that you see online as that's everything, that's the end of everything. Obviously go into the market to actually study it and be like, oh, okay, this works. This resonates with me. I can actually use this in my trading. That's definitely what I would recommend. Like don't take everyone's word for something. Like even if I teach you this, like don't even take my word for it, or my strategy. Just test it yourself and be like, oh, okay, what he was teaching actually makes sense. I can trade it. Can you explain any scalping strategy? Yeah, this strategy is pretty much a scalping one. Well, he's not scalping, I'd say he's just intraday trading. I bought a new chair. This chair is amazing. I was gonna get a massage chair, but I thought, nah, let me not get a massage chair. W day? Yeah, I think so. It should be good taking these lows. Just look way too clean to me to be left. We've got a couple minutes until the open. Change the mic. No way this mic stopped working too. Oh, I like how you put the emphasis on the zero in your name. I like that. So that's the only zero in the chat. Yeah, I will trail my stop. Like, if I wanted to see the market run, I will trail it, but usually I'm just taking a hard TP. I'd rather just hard TP, make my money. I hardly take partials as well. Like, partials isn't something that I truly agree with, if I had to be honest. Like, they're great just to pay yourself, but if you have a target in a predetermined area, just instead of partialing, just hard TP there. You maximize most of your profits and you always don't leave much on the table. Like when you're trading, you want to obviously maximize all of your profits. Like that's the goal. Every single trade, you want to be able to maximize your profits and minimize your loss. So anytime you have an opportunity to make move to break even with a logical area, definitely move to break even, you know? And anytime you have a logical area to target within the market, could be a range low, target that, hard TP there instead of just partialing there and looking for a runner. Like that runner could run, take you out break even. If you just hard TP'd, you would have done a lot better. That's my kind of view on that. How was my week? Um, I can't remember. Oh yeah. So Wednesday I traded. After stream, actually, we finished streaming at 10 a.m. and then I took a trade at 10:30 at these lows, still looking for a continuation lower because of these equal lows down here. That was my trade, I believe. Oh, there we go. We're dropping off. Let's see if these lows do get taken. Let's see the regular gap. Yeah, it's been filled straight away. So we can just watch it get into the. Alright, if it takes these lows out, I still think these lows should get taken. They just look way too clean to be left. If someone is in the learning stage and wants to learn to trade, what process will they go through? Um, you know, I would honestly just recommend figuring out the platforms like TradingView, all of these platforms, and just taking trades. That's basically what I would recommend. And then start to look at YouTube for like strategies and something that you can resonate with a mentor or a trader. Markets open? Yeah, I know. Look, we're already at the draw. I was looking at these lows. We should take them out. I think these lows should go too, in my humblest opinions. Steve Dow can get a bit weak as well. So my model, like mechanically, well, this range should be a run at the high, but I still like more of these lows to get taken out and just this market stay heavy. Any possible entries? Let's see. Potentially this gap right here, if it makes it, but ideally I wanted to see this. It pushes higher at the open. I'm more comfortable with shorting this market. That would have been my kind of play. Like as we taking out this range low, mechanically my model can just push to the upside and take out these highs. That's kind of how I'm processing this market. Like if you go back to my stream on Wednesday, I just hopped on these charts and I was like, yeah, we're bearish. We should look for the downside. Drop, drop, drop. Days like this, I'm like, okay, so we have the low of the range and the high. It can take out the high, and then I'll look for a downside. But mechanically, this should trade to the upside and take out this high. In terms of my model, do I journal my trades? I don't journal like everyone else probably does, or you guys have heard about, like journaling your emotions and stuff. I don't really journal like anything like that. I just journal my trade, like the time I took the trade, if it was a buy or a sell, break even, and then what was the confluence behind that trade. I think NQ can run this high. ES is pushing with the SMT at the lows. Should be enough juice for NQ to push higher. Take that high out. And then WTI. Let's take a look. Oil. Nah, I'd leave oil alone, honestly. It was nice for the London range, but I don't know. I would leave this alone. See what gold. Oh, gold's nearly there at the low of the range. Should push through it, in my opinion. Get these final lows taken. I want to see how NQ holds up. If it pushes and takes the highs. Lately, though, most of the plays have been coming from 10 a.m. And my model or my strategy, I'm always looking at 9:30 to 10 a.m. is usually my cut-off point. Do you consider NQ still selling it? So mechanically, I can only buy this market. So like I would only be looking for the push up to the upside in regards to my model. So the selling opportunity would have been a play for me if it took out the high first, and then I can look for the low. But I just can't do that as it took out the low first. So I always run the risk of it trading back above this high again. I'm bearish. My strategy is bullish on my model, looking for these highs. Which two indicators of a I don't apply any indicators to my trading. I mean, I guess I just have this one that plots my ranges, but that's pretty much it. Found a great trade on GBP USD. Let's take a look. I think London was really nice. Took out the low and then took out the high and then took out the low. Very nice on that market. Uh, okay, there's ES is already pushed to the upside. No, I haven't shifted my bias. It's just my strategy. Like my model, I just basically go off that. Like I here, my bias is bearish. If it took out this high, then I'm bearish. As it takes out the low first, I'm looking for the upside. That's kind of how I play it. But right now, I just have no trade to take because I would have preferred the push to the upside and then the drop off, taking out those lows. All of them. Bearish today, 950. Yeah, I would like a run of these lows, but I think it's got to run this high first before it has any business doing any of that. Dow Jones consolidation and NQ just stuck within the range. Should get this high though. Uh, because my model, I'm basically just going off my model. I don't really just trade. So if the higher time frame is bullish and my model gives me a selling setup, I will trust my model over the higher time frame order flow. That kind of makes sense. Like in this scenario, mechanically, all I can do is buy this market and look for the high. Like this high holds liquidity. Want to see a run all the way up there. And as long as the S stays bullish, should push it. But my ideal scenarios was the short, like it takes out the high of the range first and then drops off. So I'm gonna just stay neutral, to be honest, not touch this market too much. In which session do you trade the most? I'm mainly trading New York. New York's like the easiest one when it decides not to chop around because you have the most volatility, it actually moves. Asia is a really good session too. NQ and ES are in sync. Don't jinx it. They finally started trading together. Dow Jones still hasn't. The only one out of sync. But yeah, let's see if NQ can push up, start to trade above this highs, close above some of these down close candles. For now, yeah, good thing you said that. Bracket orders, I haven't tried them. Are they any good? I can't wait until Blue Guardian get trade evade. It's gonna be bought the dip on NQ. You're trading like Julian Petrilis, bro. Just buying every single dip. No, you should be good. If NQ still closes above this down close candle, should give you a push to these highs. But I think, oh, yes, already got there. Shame. SMT at the low of the range, then takes out the high. Now NQ's holding up the SMT. So scenarios like this, I don't really favor. SMT at the low, SMT at the high. I just like to leave this alone. But my original thesis was push higher, then dropped off lower. So let's watch it, see what it does. based off the yeah, nice. Me, I'll just let it play out with its SMTs. It's got it the high and the low. I mean, I don't know. These lows just look way too clean for it to leave, especially these two failure swings down here. And then ES just made the SMT at the highs. Could be just enough to keep NQ weak. I kind of always stick to NQ. I'm always with NQ too. I don't like to go along, but I'm always checking through ES and YM, like always flicking through all these two just to see what the market's actually doing, because mainly the tipping hand for these indexes. When will trade if it? Ah, I'll try and push them a bit more. And I'm waiting on Trade of 8 as well. I'm hoping pretty soon though. NQ still chilling around. Yes, it's pushing. NQ's deciding not to move at all. New highs. Yeah, should get them. Look pretty clean. As long as ES starts to push, get the high of the range. YM is also above. Honestly, YM's just in a world of its own, but as long as ES keeps pushing, should help NQ. Can I get a free account? Already failed many challenges? Then you might fail the free account, bro. You should have said to me, I've passed so many challenges. Can I get a free account? Then I would have been like, yeah, let me give you a free account because you passed so many that now you can get a payout. Now you said you failed. I can't give you a new one, bro, because then you just be losing it. Waiting for the four. Yeah, I mean, 10 a.m. is probably the best bet in this market right now. Like, it's not moved at all. Passed so many hook wheels. I mean, we're still holding this SMT at the highs. ES is pushing. ES rejects it. What confirms an SMT for me is you see we've run this high. If we get a bearish candle closing below this and closing below the gap or below 50%, SMT should be enough to get all of these lows cleared, man. Been waiting on that. And nobody's going back into this gap. I'm holding NQ short. Yeah, you'd want to see NQ just push through this opening price. So, like, what can stop NQ from going lower, right? That's like the main question you should be asking. So it's this opening price here, and then 50% of the wick. So right now it's rejecting the opening price. You want to see it drop through there. Caught the top. Nice. Very nice. Do you want to see ES stay a bit weak then for you? I don't have anything today in terms of a trade. I can see where draw is. Like these lows look pretty clean. made the SMT at the highs, but I just don't want to sell down here. It's the only issue for me. I might wait until the new 4-hour candle. Wait till Friday, so I don't want to test my luck too much. But just by looking at these 5-minute candles, I can tell the M1's been pretty choppy. Like look at this M1 candle. Ever since the open, just sideways. Eventually it will just boom off, but right now it looks pretty bad. Held the opening price though. Came back, touched it, so NES is still remaining strong. Could be the last boost to push NQ higher. But as of now, I have nothing to get in on this market. YM is going up, ES and NQ are... Yeah, I mean, NQ is holding up the opening price. As long as ES stays mega strong, then it should help NQ push higher. Not too ideal as of now for me. What a boring Friday on NQ. We need another day like Wednesday. This day was so good. ES is so close to previous day high. I think it just got it now. Oh yeah, so close. You just need ES to stay reasonably strong. But NQ is just, I think it's Nvidia that's holding this down. Oh yeah, this market's definitely holding it back from moving. Do I trade crypto? I don't, but I do invest in crypto. I'm not holding anything at the moment. Unless if Mara counts, then yeah, Mara's a decent stock that I'm holding. And Matt actually told me about that stock. Is Matt live today? No, he's not live today. So yeah, a good little market. Why I'm holding is Apple though. Nearly at my final targets at these highs. If you day trade, I would definitely recommend investing in a few markets too. Not giving any financial advice, but yeah. Why don't I trade crypto? Uh, to be honest, I just like the indices more. Like they have a intraday volatility, like 9:30, I can focus on. Respects my time-based windows, and the CME makes me rather day trade indices rather than day trade crypto. Went long with NQ. And I hope it starts moving. Everything else is moving but NQ. Need more dips to invest. The dip in August, or sorry, April time, that was generational. I wish I didn't load it up on more stocks. If I may ask, you can ask me anything, bro. But in regards to the symbols, I trade mainly NQ. That's the only one I'm watching. Like today, I'm still waiting for this high to get run out and then potential run lower. Because mechanically, my model says this is still a buy. I'm looking for this high, but I don't want to buy it. It's holding off. It will eventually just boom off, take this high, but taking some time to do that. Which sessions do I trade? Mainly trade New York. New York's my, well, I say that, but look at this New York session. New London compared to New York has been way better. just been the better market. Should I say ES and YM have been the better market? This is NQ right now, kind of boring. We have 10 minutes until 10 a.m. Super boring though. Top tech stocks were on sale. Yeah, I agree. Microsoft and everything, man. Well, we'll be back though. We'll get another opportunity. Right now, Wyatt, ES is just the one that's holding NQ weak with the SMT. Still like these lows getting taken, but I would want this high to go first, and then it drops off lower. Market's done most of his moves in the 10 minutes. NQ's not doing anything, bro. Like, if I look at this right now, this is what the M1 chart looks like. It's horrific. It's just knocking traders in and out of positions. Like, if I can't sit in front of the charts and be like, oh, this is a buy, this is a sell, I won't take it. That's the point I'm at in my trading right now. Here you go, full pot. Do I see a retracement to the downside or upside? For me, I would want these lows. I want to see NQ go lower, but I think it should go higher to go lower. If I had to play it. NQ's waiting for 10 a.m. Yeah, most likely. ES already delivered for it. Explain my strategy in some words. Time-based ranges. That's few words for it. But yeah, we got 5 minutes until 10. I wish I could do something about this. Some of my one-on-one guys say that every time I go live, the NQ always consolidates, and that's actually been the case, which is crazy. Is more like initial breakouts. No, I don't trade initial or like I don't trade the orb or breakouts because I don't trade a breakout. Like traditionally, I don't know what the orb is, but I think it's the opening range of the open, obviously. So they're looking to short this market down here. My model says to buy it down there. So they're kind of doing the opposite to that thought process. Yeah, I agree. Like, wow, NQ's actually just hopping around again. Do you think it's better to slowly scale up to? Honestly, I would not even recommend going for a big account. Go for 50K accounts. You'll be a lot better off. They're the easiest to pass and the easiest to get payouts with. You just gotta kind of learn to play the prop firm game. Are you in a trade? If yes, I'm not in a trade now. I'm not in anything in this market. But if you guys are watching, my bias is still these lows. Like I like them gone, but I want to see a push higher to go lower, or it just drops off from there. Kind of all I want from this day. Loan with 50K. I mean, 50K account with prop firms is $50. I would definitely recommend if you're learning to trade or whatever, going with a prop firm. Just so you can get the hang of things and you're not initially trading on a demo account, you're trading on an account with some emotions behind it. The consistency rules seem very bad and should be removed. I mean, you can just go with a challenge that doesn't have a consistency rule. That's also something you can do. All right, what a boring open. Such a boring market, to be honest. What's the ideal lot size? I trade one mini. You could do good enough damage with one mini. All right, a few more minutes. The event key will finally move. Holy. But one thing you guys can do if you're trading the opens or whatever, just look at 9:30. So the first 30 minutes, the market just stays close to the open. That's most likely a market that's not ready to move and it's just going to chop. Instead of wasting like your capital or brain power waiting for it to, just don't do anything within this. Just wait until it starts moving around. It's my bias for next week. I'll have to see how the weekly candle closes and then build on that. I can't remember what my bias was this week. Oh yeah, my bias was market drops lower and then we pushed to the upside. But I was looking for 24,899 because this high was just way too clean to be left. It's pretty much what my bias was for this week. I mean, Fridays are days that anyone that's up on the week tries to push their luck and then the market just goes back on them. So if you had a good week, you don't even need to push it on a Friday, especially. But yeah, we'll pick the winners because this open's been horrible. Thank you just stayed within this chop. So again, for the winners, I think we are doing 3 this time. So I'll let uh, you guys just comment the word blue. No, actually, yeah, just comment the word blue, and then we'll pick the 3 people as the winners. It's not the first 3, it's just 3 winners. All right, so Kian Nils is one. Got there Albert as a second, and then Web_3. So these are the winners for the account. Next week, we're gonna have a pretty big giveaway. So if you guys didn't win it, don't worry. Eventually, some of you guys will be able to win it, especially with Matt live streaming as well. So well done to those guys that won it, and just create a sport ticket, and you should be able to get a hold of your account. So I'll speak to all of you on Monday. I don't think Matt's streaming today, so I'll be back streaming on Monday and then Wednesday as well. So enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the weekend as well.